Hello, welcome back to Rainbowfsh. I'm recording at night and so I went forward to tomorrow and turns out it's actually Festivale. So before we do anything else, I'm just going to do some Festivale festivities. Unfortunately, I think it's still the exact same as last year, no new items or anything, which is kind of a bummer. I love Pave and I loved the Festivale event the first time around, and I really feel like they could have done just like one or two more items. So today, actually first let me show you this. So I moved the flower shop down from the top level up there. I moved it down one, so it's now on this end plot over here. So there's just like a couple more spaces of room, which is nice. But what I'm gonna do today is all these yards on the top tier, I want to convert to be a little bit more natural, a little bit more tropical. You can kind of see this one I've already done a little bit. Also today I'm going to be figuring out my final sort of villager lineup for the island. So who's going to be on the island when the dream address is saved, and basically like the next set of villagers that I'm going to get. So I'm just going to play a little bit of Festivale and then we're going to get to work. Alright, so I decided that this one was pretty much done, so I went ahead and started with the pink house, which I know is going to be Flora's. I'm still not quite sure on anybody else, but Flora I know for sure. And it may seem like a cop-out, but I like the pink and flamingo theme for her yard. And I've sped this up just because it's a lot of just kind of placing items, and I didn't really have a lot to say. And as I got into the zone, I just wasn't saying anything. So I kind of jumped around a little bit down to the end, and sort of a green theme started to emerge. I considered doing like color themes for each yard, but it didn't quite work out to have that for all 4 yards, so we just kind of have a little bit of a green theme on one end, and then Flora's has a little bit of a pink theme on hers. I added a swinging bench, tried to find something to kind of fill the space behind it, which didn't end up working, so I actually end up putting a tree back there, which of course added some nice height. Added a little bamboo one in the corner, and then kept going. The little mom's plushie, I know that it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's just one of those things that as soon as I saw it on there, I was like, yep, that's staying. The last video that I filmed was me ranking every villager, so if you have 50 minutes to kill, or if you're like me and you watch every video on 2x speed, 25 minutes to kill, you can check it out. But it was actually good timing because going through all the villagers, I was really thinking about like who I wanted for my jungle residents. I have more than 8 on here, so I need to make some decisions and some cuts, but I have a pretty good idea for who's going to be on the island. And by the end of this video, I'm going to have made my mind up because I'm going to be assigning who's going to live where. So just to kind of drop back into the build, on this one I kind of struggled the most with, I would say. I just wasn't super happy with anything that I did, and because the one on the end and Flora's have a color theme, and then over on the left side it ended up being like a lot of blue and yellow by the end, so for this one to be kind of a hodgepodge of different colors, I just like wasn't really feeling it. I did end up taking a break, so this is the beginning of it was actually 2 days later. Off camera, I think the only thing I did was do the shell partitions, so that is new. But I had the idea to do, and I'm just moving the bamboo out of the way so that I can kind of set it up, see if I like it or how it's going to work. But I thought it would be really cute to do the flamingo inflatable bird ring and then have like the little toy ducks behind it, kind of like a mommy and baby flamingos. And I did think it looked cute, but I felt like with the Mr. and Mrs. Flamingo over on the side that maybe the inflatable one didn't make as much sense, because it was like which one is the adult flamingo. So I ended up kind of nixing the inflatable bird ring and just doing the like Mr. and Mrs. Flamingo and then the toy duck. I do wish that some of these little items like the toy duck just didn't take up a whole space, like took up half a space, because it's just kind of awkward like how much space is around them when you're trying to like put 2 next to each other. I have this little mushroom platform, and you can see I used the big one in the back too. I was kind of excited that it came in pink because I thought it was just red, green, and yellow for both, but actually the large and the small mushroom platforms, they have different color customizations for both. So then I had the idea to put the baby flamingos like playing in the Cosmos shower over here, and I love the way this looks. I think it's so adorable. And then I just put an extra one over here by the mama. And I think that ended up looking really cute. I just sort of amending the path a little bit to kind of fill it in a little more, just because there's so much negative space around that baby duck. And then I did end up putting the inflatable ring kind of down in front of the fence. While I was trying to figure out which flowers to put where, I actually decided to put some glowing moss down as well. And it's just one of those things that I forget exists unless I'm staring straight at it. And once I thought about it, I wanted to put it everywhere. So I erased some of the paths and redid some of the pathing in some places just so I could fit some glowing moss in other spots. And then I actually dropped a glowing moss on top of this small mushroom platform, which I really liked the way that it looked. I don't love that when you walk up to it, like it tells you what it is because it's a dropped item, but that's okay. So I tried out the large mushroom platform back here, and once I did that, when I was trying out the color combinations and I remembered there was a blue one, I thought maybe the blue one would look better over here, which, like I said, ended up with this far left plot just becoming like blue and yellow, which I think looks really good. But again, it kind of made me feel like I needed a color theme on this house. I also love that the large and the small ones that are both green are different greens. Perfect. Again, just kind of committing to like the green theme over here, which as I'm watching this back, I'm like, I know that I'm going to change that second house because it's the only one really by the end that doesn't have a color theme. So I know that's going to bother me. Just adding some more glowing moss. And I went ahead and planted the hydrangea bushes when I was doing this build, which I know don't flower for a couple months, but they are going to be the bushes in the final build, so I just went ahead and put them in. Again, just adjusting the custom design so that I can add more glowing moss, because it's great to have stuff that you can put in the middle of a walkway and not have to worry about it obstructing, your path, but still adds a lot visually. So now here's the struggle with this one. We kind of have like, we got red, we got yellow, we got blue, we got purple back there. And then it's hard to know too with like the exterior of the house. I think probably I will be changing the exteriors of all the houses to match the yards, because I haven't taken the exteriors of any of these villagers' houses into account. So I'll probably just be changing them. Just moving the flowers around so that I kind of balance out the red on the other side. And then I switched this purple and the yellow one, which just kind of made this seem like more like red and purple was the theme. So it's hard to imagine like without Olivia's house right there, because she's got like the purple roof, which kind of looks like it ties in more than it's actually going to. I also don't know if this pergola is staying here. I love the like wisteria flowers, but I'm not crazy about the color of the wood, so I'm still kind of undecided about that. And then I was pretty much done. So now I've made decisions about villagers, so I'll just let you know who will be living where. So over here on the right, we have our kind of green and yellow themed yard, and Eloise is going to be living here. I think she's so pretty and such a bright yellow. Next, we have what's going to be Frobert's yard, and I'm not sure about this one. I imagine I'm gonna continue messing with this one. I kind of like the idea of a purple theme. I like the shell partition so much back there. So if I could just find like a big item to either replace the crappy bridge or dupe, I could do red and purple and leave the bridge. We'll see. Then we have definitely my favorite, which will be Flora's yard. And you can see, actually, as I'm watching this back, I forgot to put the last flamingo baby over here. And then down here on the end is going to be June's house, just kind of cute. And I think this is kind of like a nice simple yard for her. On the second tier, of course, with the flower shop, we were going to have Azalea running it. That's a no-brainer. Coming over to the smoothie shop, we are going to have Faith. I thought I couldn't leave her out of my tropical island, so she'll be in charge of the smoothies. For our little pizza shop, I actually decided to get Tiansheng. I know I said in the villager ranking video that I didn't know if I'd ever have him on my island, but I thought his design was really cool. I thought having a monkey would make sense maybe for the jungle, so I decided that Tiansheng will be running the pizza joint. Then we're gonna have Murphy over here. It's not gonna be a castle, and I don't know what to do here. So on the second tier, we have like the kind of shops and more sort of extensive builds. So let me know if you have an idea for what Murphy should be doing, and I will make that one of my next builds. And then of course we have Marshall and Clay with the post office and the dig site down on the first level. I'm gonna go back to Flora's yard for the outro because it was definitely my favorite. I can't wait to see this with like bright green grass. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more from me, you can subscribe. If you'd like to keep up with me elsewhere on the internet, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok at Pocket of Fish. And until next time, I'll see you later.